shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee. But the Lord shall be unto thee an everlasting light, and thy God thy glory. Thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself. For the Lord shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended. Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. The little one shall become 1,000, and the small one a strong nation. I, the Lord, will hasten it in his time.
When we think about the kingdom, most brothers think of like the small, minute terms. But the vastness of the kingdom, the greatness of the kingdom, dealing with the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and the information alone that we're going to receive when we get to the kingdom. That's on a whole nother level. Never mind the riches and the lands and the women and the children, and to be in your chariot, sipping some yayan, on your chalice, your gold chalice with all them rubies and emeralds and sapphires and the different precious stones, going to places.
But as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him. But God hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit.
The brother with the most vivid imagination out there can't imagine what the kingdom of heaven has in store, what it's going to be like. What we're basing the kingdom of heaven as far as riches and having a good time and things of that nature is just based off of our experiences in this world and what we think having a good time is, living the life is.
But as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him. But God hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit. Therefore my heart is glad and my glory rejoiceth. My flesh also shall rest in hope. For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption. Thou wilt show me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore.
Thou wilt show me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore. There are pleasures forevermore at thy right hand. So the kingdom that's coming is going to be set up and established in righteousness. The Israelites are going to be changed. Thy people shall be all righteous. Not one Israelite is going to be lost, because the promise that the Most High made to Abraham was to all that seed. And the seed of the promise went from Abraham to Isaac to Jacob. Every seed that came out of Jacob is a part of the ones that are going to receive the benefits that the Most High promised to blessed Abraham.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers, and peace and blessing salutation to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua. And get up out of here. Shalom to the whole flick, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. All right, so just wanted to go into a quick lesson. All right, dealing with when Jake ruled Rome, and I had the list. I got that same list, of Roman emperors that I had when I did the lesson on Second Esdras, the 11th chapter, and I meant to go into the era of Jake ruling Rome, but the Spirit had it to where they wanted to come out separate, So I wanted to go, just touch on a few things, a few tidbits, of history, dealing with prophecy, all right, and just going, to that era a little bit, and I want to start off here, all right, in the book of Malachi, and just go into prophecy in certain eras, you know, and understanding where we are now, things that have transpired, okay, in history, that links up with the Bible, and the things that pretty much where we're at now, okay, going to Revelation 20, which if we read that, with no understanding, all right, it could be confusing. Okay, but through the spirit and power, Yahweh Shema Shai, as the Lord, has set up his men. Okay, the apostles and elders, their elders before them, the spirit was dealing, with those men to go into those things. So this is just, a review, of what we've, been taught. All right, so you go into Malachi 1 and 3, and what we have to understand, when you go into history. All right, and how things play out on the earth. A lot of history is revolved around these two nations of people. Okay, these two brothers. All right, Jacob and Esau, who will become two nationalities of people in the earth. Okay, Jacob being a progenitor of the 12 tribes, which makes up the nation of Israel, and Esau, Edom, being a progenitor of the Edomites of the earth. Okay, which are known, today. They call themselves European or American. Okay, but they're so-called white man, woman, and child of today. Okay, and it goes beyond color because you have Israelites that look like other nations. You have Edomites, that look like other nations. But ultimately, it's a lineage in the earth, and the majority of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans make up the majority of the tribes of Israel. And you have so-called white people who make up the majority of the Edomites. It's not the absolute, okay, but these these are indicators. The Esau Edomite, his pale skin, his pretty much translucent skin, okay, pretty much it indicates who he is, okay, but it's not absolute. With the majority of those Edomites, it look like so-called white people. Okay, so when you go here, and it goes into Jacob and Esau, but then it goes into history and prophecy. Okay, when you read Malachi 1 and 1, it says, "The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, all right, said the Lord. Yet we say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau's Jacob brother? Said the Lord, Yahweh by Shema Shai. Yet I love Jacob, okay, and I hated Esau." Okay, so the Lord, all right, is plainly saying that he loves Jacob and he hates Esau. Okay, there's no way to get around it. Okay, and these are the things that have to be dealt with, and it's a shock. I know it was a thing that was shocking, to hear this, when the brother first started going into the scriptures. All right, the elder brother Yashima, when he first started teaching me the scriptures, and he went to this in Romans 9 and 13, which this is what the Apostle Paul was quoting, and they were like, man, that's in the Bible. Okay, yes, it's in the Bible, and the Lord is plainly stating, okay, the affection that he has with Jacob, okay, and the disdain that he has for Esau. All right, and when you read, verse 3, it says, "And I hated Esau, and laid his mountain and inherited his waste for the dragons of the wilderness." All right, and this was Esau being removed, from authority in ancient Rome. Okay, he began to fall out that power seat, from being the emperor, because Domitian was pretty much the last feather, as we read about of those Edomite emperors in Second Ezra, the 11th chapter. All right, Domitian was the last feather. Okay, and then Jake, began to rule, okay, as emperors, and eventually it was transitioning to the Holy Roman Empire. All right, Jake started to accept, Constantine pretty much made Christianity, the religion of the empire. Before then it was paganism, different pagan gods. That's why we refer to it as pagan Rome. Okay, and after Domitian, it was still, a pagan empire. But by the time it gets to Constantine, it's they call it a Holy Roman Empire, where Jake was off then. Jake wasn't really sincere. It was more of a political thing, but nonetheless, Rome, became Christian friendly. The Jakes that that follow Yahushua, okay, they wasn't being fed, to wild beasts and made a sport of, in the gladiatorial games. Okay, Rome, had became Christian friendly, and it started to transition right after Domitian. Okay, so the Lord laid this man's heritage, all right, waste for the dragons of the wilderness, wherein Edom said, "We are impoverished, but we will return and build their desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever." So Esau was impoverished as he was pushed out, okay, and into the Caucasus, mountains, the Georgia, Russia. Okay, you have the Khazarian, the Khazars, okay, which they wasn't a significant, government in the earth. Okay, Esau was removed from influence of the earth. So what happened during this time period when he said we are impoverished? Okay, which means he was, demoted, okay, from that high status that he had in pagan Rome. Okay, the wealth and the things that he got to enjoy, okay, in pagan Rome, where he was removed from that. And the Lord, all right, when you go to Revelation 20, there's a time period put on it. Okay, so we're gonna go here and then we'll go into a few history tidbits, and tie these things together. All right, so uh let's go to Revelation chapter 20, verse 1. It says, "And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand." Okay, and we know that Yahushua, all right, as we read, has the ability to put a nation in captivity and take a nation out of captivity. Okay, and what we're going to see, is pagan Rome. Okay, Edom, Rome. Okay, is going to be bound. Okay, Revelation 20:2, and it says, "And he laid hold on the dragon," all right, which is Edom, Rome. Okay, Rome ran by Edom. Okay, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. And this 1,000-year period is speaking of what they call the Dark Ages. Okay, or the Middle Ages, of Europe. Okay, when you will have, other, Jake was in power, all right, in Europe, all right, in Rome, in Russia, okay, the UK, you see, even going to King James, all right, which he comes from what you call the Stuart family, okay, and it was Jake's ruling, okay, in the UK and Ireland, okay. So this 1,000-year period, Esau, all right, he wasn't able, to influence or dominate the earth. He didn't play a role, okay, when it came to the major affairs of the earth. Man, he was bound, all right, for those 1,000 years. Okay, it says, "And cast him into the bottomless pit." Okay, going into that, I say that Georgia, Russia, the Caucasus Mountain. Hence, they still call themselves Caucasians. Because that's the cave that they came out of and was able to be restored to power. The deadly wound, of Rome, All right. Pagan Rome, was healed, okay, under the banner of the Renaissance. Okay. So he was shut up and set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years be fulfilled, and after that he may be loosed a little season. So understanding this 1,000 year period, okay, where the devil was sealed, the Most High put a seal, and see the Lord put a spiritual seal on you, because um as you will have kings as they will write letters, and the king will put his seal on that letter, which means that the only one that can loose that seal, okay, will be the person that the king has given authority to, either the king himself or the person that he's given the authority to loose that seal. Okay, so the Heavenly Father put a seal on this devil through Yahushua. Okay, and the only one that was able to remove that seal was Yahushua. Pretty much Yahweh Shemal Shai turned this devil loose. He bound him for 1,000 years. Okay, to where he really, he was insignificant. Okay, on a global stage for 1,000 years, and then he was loosed. All right, and now we're in that little season, but we're gonna go. I want to show this. Okay, going back to this list of Caesars. Okay, the list of let me see. Let's go here. All right, so you go here to all right. So list of Roman emperors, and we went. This is what we went over the other day. Okay, so what you had, all right. Let's see. So we went over this, and this goes into the 12 fellas of Second Esdras 11. Okay, when you go into these first 12, which Julius Caesar is not on here. All right, it starts with Augustus. Okay, so from Augustus down to all right, Domitian. Okay, these are those 12 fellas of Edomite emperors. All right, now once you get here, all right, when you get to Nerva, and this is what they call the 5 good emperors. Okay, because even though Jake was off, by nature, Jake has more integrity than Esau Edom. Okay, so you got the 5 good emperors. Nerva, all right, was a Jake. Trajan, was a Jake. Okay, and you can see clearly, when you started Hadrian, because Jake brought the beard back. All right, because you go into all these funny looking Edomites. Okay, look at this nigga gobble. The funny looking Edomites. Okay, weird ass Edomites. But then once you get here, especially when you get to Hadrian, all right, you have Nerva, and you got Trajan. But when you get to Hadrian, you can definitely see the Jake features. Okay, now you're starting to see, those Jake features on these sculptures. All right, again, Antonius, all right, Pius, all right, you see that? You see them Jake features, all right, the curly hair, especially with Marcus Aurelius, you know. You see, especially with Marcus Aurelius, man. Okay, which he was famous, for his Stoic writings. He had the book, the Meditation, which I listened to a lot of those Stoic quotes, and you can tell this is Jake, because a lot of those Stoic philosophies, can be linked up to Proverbs and the book of Sirach. When you go into those, Stoic sayings, they're off on some things, but for the most part, certain things can be linked up, with the book of Proverbs. Certain Stoic philosophies and mindsets, can go into certain wisdoms of the scriptures, because all true wisdom comes from the scriptures, man. All right, look at this guy, Big Fro. Okay, Lucius Varius. okay, Commodus, which when you watch the first Gladiator, these are the two main characters, Marcus Aurelius, okay, and his son Commodus. When you watch the uh, the first movie Gladiators. Now after them, all right, I want to touch on these. Well, like this, it's a good list they got comprised. Okay, so you go here. Now you get to Septimius Severus, which he's a popular emperor. He was a general. Okay, all right, he was a general, which we see he was born in Africa. They call the first African emperor. Okay, well these are Jakes. Okay, but Septimius Severus, and then you had his son Caracalla. Like I said, you could do your own research on all these characters. Matter of fact, let me put this list in the chat. But it's good. It's good research. You can go into a couple of these guys individually. But this was all during. This was the transition. From pagan Rome to the Holy Roman Empire. Okay, and let's go here. Let's go back to the list. So so you go here. All right, you get Caracalla. All right, well he was pretty much a madman. You go into his story. Okay, to where they put him to death, and then you got Gela. Okay, which he was emperor for a short time. Now you got this guy, Macrinus. Okay, which he didn't rule that long. Okay, but Macrinus, this is the character. If you brothers you plan on going to watch Gladiator 2, I know I plan on going to see it at Baratazar, front row center. All right, that's my thing. But this guy Macrinus, this is the character that Denzel is playing. If you go see Gladiator 2, okay, and if you haven't seen one, it'd be good to watch one. I plan on rewatching it after camp today, just to be fresh on it, but this guy here, Macrinus, all right, was an actual emperor, whom Denzel is going to play. All right. So he comes, through that line of what they call the Severian dynasty, starting with Septimius Severus. Okay. So you just read a little tidbit about him, which says first non-senator to become emperor and first emperor not to visit Rome according after exceeding. Okay, he was executed during the revolt of the troops in favor of Elagabalus. So matter of fact, let's pull that up real quick. So you go to so you go to Gladiator 2, all right, and this is the character Macrinus. It's gonna be played. Denzel is gonna play Macrinus. Okay, he was an actual emperor. So it was another. I had a Let me see if I can find it. It's a good watch. Let me see. About 20-minute video, and it goes into the life of Macrinus. How he came up. Very smart guy. He was more of a books type of guy. He wasn't much of a warrior. But he was very administrative. He was good with the finance. All right. See if I can find it quick. Documentary, everything. No. see if I can find it. It's about a 20-minute. Yeah, I think it's about a 20-minute video. If I can, here it go. Like the water, how much I'm outside. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in the link real quick. So brothers want to watch that too. Like I say, it's about a 22-minute little quick documentary. Dealing with this character. All right, Marcranus, which Denzel is gonna play in Gladiator 2. So uh, what else I wanted to show? Okay, so let's go back to the list now. Uh, After you get what they call the Severian dynasty, starting with Septimius Severus. Let's go here. Okay, so you had 1 minute. All right, so you go down to remember all these are Jakes. Okay, but you go down to trying to see the start of it. Because you had the Eastern Roman Empire, all right, which was being ran by Jakes. And you had the Western Roman Empire, okay, in the East, so you go here to Constantine the Great, and this is, when they began what you call the Byzantine Empire or the Holy Roman Empire, okay, and the Eastern Roman Empire, was had way more wealth and influence than the West, okay, and pretty much you see a major shift, in politics and influence and government, okay, to the Eastern Roman Empire, okay, and the Western Roman Empire will fall, all right, so 1,000-year period, you know, pretty much begins under Constantine, and historians start the Byzantine Empire, when his two sons, was co-emperors after his death. Okay. So you go here to what I want to go to the fall of Eastern Rome. Let's get there real quick. So this was the 1,000-year period. Okay, and it's give or take, certain dates. You see, you're not going to find the exact, 1,000 year in a certain time and start and end. All right, it's a give or take thing. Okay, and um, let's go. Trying to find. Here we go. Okay, so you go into the fall of Eastern Roman Empire, all right, or the Western Roman Empire. So, like you said, the Western Roman Empire fell in 478 A.D. when the Germanic, all right, warlord Osidor deposed the last Roman emperor, all right, and this is of the Western Empire, Romulus Augustus. This marked the end of the Roman era and the beginning of the early Middle Ages in Europe, all right, and this is all within that 1,000-year period, okay. So you had the fall of Western Rome, barbarian invasions, okay, which today they're allowing, the people they call terrorists and savages to come in the border, okay, in America. All right, economic decline. The empire's economy faltered and its agriculture and commercial production declined. Sound familiar? Climate instability, droughts, crop failures, volcanic eruptions contributed to the fall of the empire. Plagues, all right, the Antonine plague, the Cyprian plague, the Justinian plague spread throughout the empire's extensive trade network. Man, it's heavy. All right. And all these things, are going to play a factor in the fall of New Rome. So it says the Eastern Roman Empire, also known as the Byzantine Empire, survived the fall of the Western Roman Empire and remained a power in Eastern Mediterranean for centuries. All right. And this is all within this 1,000-year period. Okay. That was prophesied to happen. Okay. Now you go here. Um, just to go a little bit on Constantinople, which became the new capital of Rome. Okay. I mean, the new capital of the Roman Empire. All right. And not Rome itself, which Rome is a city in Italy. All right. Which is to the west. All right. It said Constantinople is an ancient city in modern day Turkey that's known. All right. There's now known as Istanbul. First settled in the 7th century BC, Constantinople developed into a thriving port thanks to its prime geographic location between Europe and Asia and its natural harbor. In AD 330, okay, it became the site of the Roman Emperor Constantine's New Rome, okay? And this is around the time of what? It's going into this 1,000-year period, okay? And it says a Christian city of immense wealth and magnificent architecture, Constantinople stood at the seat of the Byzantine Empire for the next 1,100 years. Okay? And it lines up with prophecy, man. You have some historians that say it was 980 years, and one historian might say, it's a few historians that say 1,000 years, flat, they just say 1,000 year, so I said when you read, different historians and different sources, it'll be a give and take, within that 1,000-year period. Some say a few years less, some say a few years more. All right, but we know, all right, ultimately, this is that 1,000-year period spoken of. All right, that first 1,000-year period spoken of in Revelation, the 20th chapter. Okay, and it says ending periods of a great fortune and horrific siege until the overrun of Mehmed II. All right, until being overrun by Mehmed II of the Ottoman Empire in 1453. Okay, which those was called Ottoman Turks, which were Edomites. They were pretty much, forced into Islam, because you had those caliphates. Okay, you look into those different caliphates, those Islamic caliphates. They pretty much, all right, had Esau, in subjection in their region. So, and this is marks the beginning of what him being loosed a little season as the Lord began to allow this man to take down, certain Jake strongholds, mainly the fall of Constantinople in 1453 and the fall of Granada, all right, on the Iberian Peninsula, which is, Portugal and Spain in 1492. Okay, this was the devil being loosed a little season as he started to take down, strongholds. Okay, then he began to transition him. The Lord allowed this man to be transitioned back into power. Okay, and you still had Jake, monarchies. Okay, and you guys say the Tudors, that was in England. Okay, you had I say the Stuarts. Okay, in Ireland. And then eventually Esau, he came and colonized everything to himself. Okay, was like the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, because you had a lot of attempts, to take down Constantinople within that 1,000-year period, but the devil, he wasn't allowed to, showing you that Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, Yahweh Shema Shai wasn't allowing the devil, to come into power. Matter of fact, let's look that up real quick, because even when it's another series on Netflix that show you, Mehmed II, okay, when he took down the Constantinople. He seized it and eventually took it down. And it was a fight for it. Where you could tell the Lord had a spirit, of that Edomite devil, to take down Constantinople. Okay, let's see how many. And he spoke about the failures of his father, because his father tried to take Constantinople and couldn't do it. Certain, I say, Islamic caliphates tried to take down Constantinople, couldn't do it. Those walls stood up, at least 1,000 years, man. How many times was Constantinople? Let's see if they give us some. Yep. So you go to it. All right. So you go to history. All right. So it said Constantinople was sieged at least 36 times throughout its history. The most notable siege was the final fall, all right, of the city in 1453, all right, which lasted 53 days. Okay, so we go to the different sieges, in 1204, the sack of Constantinople during the Fourth Crusade, all right, established the Latin Empire. You had this 1261, all right. All right, so the Theodosian walls of Constantinople protected the city from attack for 800 years. Okay, and this is within what, a 1,000-year time period. At the time, they were considered some of the most advanced defense systems in the world, and the Lord had a defense. Okay, the Lord had a defense. Okay, it says how many attempts were made to attack Constantinople in its 1,100-year history. How many were successful, man? Okay, so it just all lines up with that 1,000-year period, So yep. But yeah, I just wanted to go into the history, and show that. All right. I thought that was interesting, just looking at them sculptures, and you can just see, plainly, that those are Israelites. Okay. It's So yeah, it's another documentary. It's a quick one too. Real quick. Your brother interesting to the year. To the 5 good emperors. It's not long. It's about like 20 minutes. Yep, here it is here. Okay. So I'll put this link up if y'all interested. So it started with Nerva, and it goes all the way into Marcus Aurelius, dealing with the 5 good emperors. And like I said, it's 20 minutes, so it's a good watch. All right. And okay, so we end with a precept. Let's get this, because at the end of the day, all roads lead, to the righteous rulership of Israel. Okay, being in the earth forever. Okay, because even when you read let's go here. In fact, Revelation 19. Yep. So this is Revelation 19:1. Okay. 19:11 says, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war, because Yahweh Shai is coming to wage war, okay, against this wicked society. All right, this Rome 2.0, this beast system, this dragon. Okay, his eyes was a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And his head were many crowns, because he's coming to take the authority, okay, from all these governments of the earth, man. Okay, all roads lead to Yahweh Shai conquering the earth, all right, in righteousness, man. Okay, and matter of fact, let's get that in Revelation 12. Okay. All right, Yahweh Shai came, as a lamb, as a sacrifice. When he came to, he was born into the fourth beast. Okay, ancient, pagan Rome. All right, but he's coming this time, okay, to the dragon. All right, to wage that war. Revelation 12:7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against his dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. Okay, and Michael is a high arching angel. Okay, in the militaries of heaven. Okay, the armies of heaven under Yahweh Shai. All right, and then war in heaven. And this heaven is speaking of the atmosphere. Okay, they're gonna fight. Okay, in the atmosphere. Okay, Yahweh Shai and the angels. Okay, Esau, Edom, and his militaries. Okay, because at the forefront of Esau's military might is what? America, NATO, and the EU. Okay, and it says, and prevail not, which he's going to lose, neither was their place found anymore in heaven. Yeah, in rulership. Okay, this is the last time, all right, that these devils come in power. He's been loose, all right, to come in power, but this is it. There will be no more renaissance. Okay, rebirth in the earth. Okay, for Esau, Edom. It says, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent. Okay, just let you know that spirit, okay, that was in the serpent is the same spirit as any devils today. Okay, Rome was ruled. Okay, pretty much when you look at pagan Rome, there was the empire, the serpent roaming in the earth. Okay, and this serpent became what? The dragon. You see, as Rome, that serpent was a dragon. Okay, Esau, Edom, man, Edom, Rome. It says called the devil, the deceiver, and it's just describing the characteristics, man. Okay, of this damn Edomite, man, the devil, the deceiver, Satan. All right, which is the adversary. Okay, because he's adverse to anything that's righteous, man, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels was cast out with him. And this is, all right, the militaries. Okay, Esau, Edom fallen. Okay, because an angel, another word for an angel is a messenger, because the Lord would deliver messengers, okay, through his angels. Well, Esau's military, they deliver messages, man. All right, the airstrike is a message from Esau, Edom. Okay, so it's gonna be a war of the heavenly host, Yahweh Shai. All right, and the armies of heaven and the armies of earth, man, being led by who? Esau, Edom, the dragon. All right, New Rome. Okay, and they're going to be cast out, man, which those militaries are going to be disintegrated. Okay, and because Esau has militarized the heavens, the atmosphere, but that's all going to come down. Those satellites, everything, there will be the heathens would never, okay, have military in the heavens. They won't have militaries, period. Okay, but the heavens will never be militarized again. Okay, the only power that's going to be in the heaven is going to be those chariots, man, the chariots of Israel. And it says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is salvation come and strength and the kingdom of our power. Okay, because the earth is going to be ruled in righteousness. The earth is going to be an extension, okay, of the throne of heaven, man. All right, the Most High's throne, okay, in the heavens, the fourth dimension, okay. Well, guess what? The kingdom under Yahweh Shai is going to be an extension of that, man, and righteousness, man. Let it be done on earth as it is in heaven. Okay? It says, in the power of Amasiah, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, who accused them before our power day and night, man. Okay, and this is what we at with it now. Okay. This is what we at with it now, you know. So yeah, just wanted to touch on that, you know, give a few history tidbits, you know, when Jake ruled wrong, you know, that 1,000 year period spoken of in Revelation, you know. So I say those documentaries are pretty good watches, you know, pretty informative. You know, if you want to go into it, go into some of them characters, you know, be sharp, you know, when it comes to their history. But Lord will you brothers and you sisters edified. Till next time I say Shalom. Kwam Yashala, Abba Soon, Shalom.